Classic Game Room is brought to you by Magnum Skywolf. CGR is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Welcome to Classic Game Room for the review of Kwirk for the Game Boy, which appears to star a tomato with a green mohawk. Enjoy! This game caught my eye because I was looking for a couple Game Boy games to play this month, and I thought this had something to do with the 7-Up Spot, who kinda looks like Kwirk except without a mohawk. So as far as I know, this game has no relation to 7-Up. What is interesting, however, is that it's from Atlus and published by Acclaim. Two companies which, in my mind at least, have absolutely nothing in common. Except for the fact that they brought us this quirky little puzzle game for the Game Boy in 1990. For starters, I am horrific at puzzle games. I don't really like them, I'm not good at them, I have no patience for puzzles. Kwirk is not a game for me, but it might be a game for you, so pay attention. Because it seems like it'd be pretty good if you're into puzzle games. What you're supposed to do, conceptually at least, is pretty simple. Woo! Escape these rooms as quickly as possible. It's not easy. It's not easy for me at least. I'm seriously a brick when it comes to these games. I approach each level not with strategy, but with trial and error, and usually a great deal of complaining. Did you catch the heavy sigh? That's not acting. That was probably my 30th try. For what it's worth, Kwirk plays well, it looks good, and I like the cheerful music. If you get stuck, which happened frequently, you can just restart the level. Hey look, I've got a friend who can suffer in silence with me. Why does Kwirk even want to escape this room? I mean, the rest of the world is pretty horrible. You may as well just stay inside the Game Boy. In some levels, you'll need two characters to work together to escape the room, and there's probably many of you looking at this screen right now thinking, this is really easy, I can see the way out. All that I can see right now is a Frosty from Wendy's. Doesn't that sound delightful? You can almost hear the little gerbils running on their wooden wheels inside my brain. I like the level diversity in Kwirk. There's a whole lot of different puzzles, 3 difficulty settings, and even 2 gameplay modes. 3 if you include a 2-player option. What we're doing here is going up. There's also another mode called Heading Out, where you escape as many of these maze puzzles as possible in a certain time limit and score some bonus points. I'm playing it here on the Retron 5. Still waiting for the Retron 6, which also plays Neo Geo. Woo, look at that! Kwirk escaped the room. It really is painful watching me play this game, isn't it? The only thing that could be worse is watching me play Tetris. I have no patience for Tetris. That game is a communist plot to invade my brain. The original old-school Game Boy was a good platform for puzzle games because these didn't require a lot of motion. So it's pretty easy to play on the Game Boy, or certainly the Game Boy Advance SP, which is what we're watching here. My preferred Game Boy of choice. The bright, vibrant screen doesn't make me any better at it, though like I said, this one's not for me, but it's got potential. I can see it's a nice, well-made puzzle game. I mean, it's from Atlus, right? Then again, it's also from Acclaim. Nah, this one's actually legit. And I've got a Classic Game Room shout-out and thank you to send to Corey from Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you, Corey, for sending Kwirk. Thank you for making me feel dumber. I like the tomato with a mohawk, though. You really can't go wrong with that. While Kwirk suffers from a lack of burning people with monsters and cutting them in half, it can be found eBayisably. On eBay, cheap. If you like the sound of a puzzle game where you play a punk-rocking tomato who escapes rooms, then this one's got you covered. If that doesn't sound fun to you, then there's always Earth Defense Force. Now someone needs to port EDF to the Game Boy. I'd love to see that. Thank you for watching. Follow Classic Game Room on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. Don't miss Magnum Skywolf, also on Patreon. Welcome to the club. It's the Lord Carnage Club, where I celebrate these backers on Patreon by shouting their name in a volcano. Introducing Michael Fernandez. Oh yeah! Michael Nelson! Lord Carnage approves. Jim. Moriarty! Sérgio Matheus! Hergert! Jason from Kamloops! British Columbia! Busy! Signal! Alciver! Sean Zoltek. I'm just kidding again. Sean Zoltek! Stephen Chucknick from New Jersey. Landon Ellerbe! He's the administrator of these credits. Philipp Straubenmueller of Vienna, Austria. Woo! Jack Stavris from Australia, home of Mad Max. Ohad Kane! Cue the thunder. Jeff CapDauntlesi, Breyer, Rick DeBarros. Out of sight. Will. KidShoryuken, fatality. Ship, Senkbeil. That was too evil, wasn't it? Let's try that again. Ship, Senkbeil. See you next time on Classic Game Room. Thanks for watching.